Oh my gosh.
Yay! It's live. Holy crap.
It's live again. For the third time? Fourth time? Okay. I'm going to give people a minute to figure out where the hell they need to be because I don't even think I know where people need to be. I don't even know how to delete these other two that people are already watching so that they don't get confused.
Oh, Lord.
Like there's two other ones that are just hanging out on here and
Oh, that's what I was going to say. So guys that are already in here, if you want to go ahead and share the link to the live stream video, that would help a lot because we have we can't delete other live streams we started and things are just technically ridiculous.
guys, this is all my fault. I'm technologically ridiculous today, and I apologize. This was we started trying to work on this at like 5:30, so sorry, my bad.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
So, is this side here, this like group chat, is this just between you and I, or do I have to have this and I have to look at the actual YouTube stream?
No, this group chat here is just you and I. The one that's aside the video, that's everybody.
Oh my God. So I have to have multiple things. All right. I can do that. See? Technologically not fancy. Oh my. Oh, that sounds angry. Whatever that was. Hey, this is real.
What is that?
Huh?
I said, what is that noise?
Do you hear more? Is there noise?
It sounds like a motorcycle going by.
Oh, okay. I heard that too for a second, but I don't hear it now. All right, so I see you. I I got nothing. Hi everybody. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And now I can see the comments and I can see Alora and I can see stuff. Good Lord. All right. You didn't miss it. Somebody just commented on the other one. They're like, rats, I missed it. No, you didn't. The other one was only like a minute and 3 seconds, and it was because I didn't know how to turn it off. It was so bad. I'm sorry. Yes, the computer was growling. It might have been when I brought up the other. It might have been feedback. I don't know. If anything weird happens now, you can 100% blame it on me. It's fine. Oh.
You can blame it on Mercury.
Still made it. I'm blaming all of this bullshit on Mercury retrograde right now because holy cow.
Yeah. It's been something.
I know that I'm frame dropping like a mofo. I don't know how to fix it. I'm sorry. I don't know how I never stream from here. I always stream from my phone. So so we're here. I'm not going to look the best on my side. My video part sucks. As long as you can hear me, I guess that's what matters.
Okay, well, so we've sent the live stream link to the other hosts, but I don't know who else is going to be joining besides you and I, just because some things have happened since we planned this that have taken the others away, and that's fine. It's life. So, but I thought that, well, I'd start by lighting my candle because I haven't lit it yet. And I have just a little one because the only other ones I've got are the big, huge, tall ones. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. That would be like an all-day burn. So if you guys have candles and you want to go ahead and light them up. And I originally when we were talking about putting this together, we were like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. But I think, and I actually found something that Dee wrote, and I was going to open with it, but I think I want to close with it. And instead, I contacted Chris Ashburn. If you guys don't know her, she's a death midwife. And so I was like, if anybody will know a really nice, good poem regarding passing on, she would. And so she sent me a couple, and I wanted to read this one just to kind of get things started, and then we'll start talking about Dee and just kind of grieving together and sharing stories and talking about ways that she impacted you and us, and maybe some things that you didn't get to see behind the scenes, maybe things that you did. But anyhow, so I'll start with this poem. It's called And Why. You shall ask what good are dead leaves, and I will tell you they nourish the sore earth. You shall ask what reason is there for winter, and I will tell you to bring about new leaves. You shall ask why are the leaves so green, and I will tell you because they are rich with life. And you shall ask why must summer end, and I will tell you so that leaves can die. So
I love
yeah, I really like that one. I just got chills.
that. Yeah. I definitely do think that you should 100% read the post that I'm probably going to cry on that one.
Yeah, but I thought that would be a good way to end the
absolutely.
Because it's kind of like her parting words, like words from her that we should all keep in mind, because it's just so true, and it's so like off the cuff. And she, even though that she wrote it 8 years ago, it's still something she would have said, yesterday or a week ago.
Absolutely.
Let's see what everybody's in here saying. All seeing you, just happened to have a brand new red colored cinnamon candle in my background for my own live stream. Thought about lighting it earlier, but something told me not to. Guess this is why. Aw.
That's perfect. I have like candles everywhere, and I was out today with my daughter, and I ended up finding, you're not going to be able to see it because my picture sucks, but it's like this beautiful different color greens, and immediately I was like, it just looks like Dee's eyes. So that's what I ended up finding that one, and then I spread her out.
So I guess I want to, so Pyperh, I don't know the story, so I want to know like how you and Dee like hooked up and got together and started making videos and stuff.
Well, it actually is a really weird thing. So I have been a huge fan of Dee forever. Like, I think pretty much all of us here, we started our craft, we got onto YouTube, and you either found Charming Pixie Flora or you found TipToeChick. And, she was just like, I was almost like this little fangirl. It was like, whatever. And I always wanted to get stuff from her shop. I was really into herbs for a while. And my husband, for my birthday, it was years ago, he ended up getting a hold of Dee and just telling her, hey, this is who my wife is. She kind of started a little YouTube channel. You're like her idol. And so I want to make her a little herb kit. And so she called him and went over all of this different stuff. And her husband actually made the box for me. And I think I have a video up for it. But there was just a ton of love and everything put into it. And so later on, when Kevin told me, hey, this is what's coming, I wasn't going to tell you, but Dee's freaking out because it's going to be a little bit late. So then her and I started messaging, and then it kind of just became, after that, her and I talked back and forth, and then we ended up doing phone calls, and then we ended up doing a couple videos together, and then we just became really good friends. So it was really all Kevin's doing that we even got to talk at all. So I
bless them.
Bless that man.
Man. It's so crazy. Like I have a similar story, but I wasn't. So the funny part is, what you just said, like you either found D or Flora. And funny story, I didn't find either of them first. My actual introduction to pagan YouTube was Charlie. Like,
Really?
yeah, like 2002. Yeah. And so D and I, like, I think the first time that we had like a real conversation was actually when she miscarried in between Kaylin and Peyton, because I had gone through something very similar. So I just sent her a message and I said, you know, hey, I know that you're going through a hard time, and I have been through something similar not too long ago. So if you need to vent, cry, scream, need advice, whatever, just message me. And so she did. And I just remember her saying, like, what do I do? Because I'm just pacing the floor. I feel weird and lost. And I'm like, hey, that's what happens, you know. And we kind of, you know, went back and forth about, you know, different things you could do to kind of, I mean, that's a grief process. And so there's not really any advice you can give that makes it all better, but things that just kind of help get through it. And that was the first time that we had a real conversation. And I think that was like 2012. Yeah, it wasn't very long after I got on YouTube. And then within the last couple of years, we got pretty close. And she used to give me shit because she wasn't my first YouTube person. She's like, what? How can that be? I'm like, I don't know. You just weren't.
Like, bitch, are you for real? Oh my God.
So I'd love to hear some of you guys' awesome stories. I'll read them out if you guys put them up there.
Somebody did mention the Stick'em chats. I was so upset when they got rid of Stick'em. That was like everybody's Friday night was the Stick'em chats.
Yeah, those were fun. Those were so fun. Oh, Charlie Says Go was my intro into the pagan world for whoever asked if it was Charlie Says Go or Charlie something else.
Stick-a-tubies. Oh my God. The tiptoe mannerisms, the stick-a-tubies and doing. Doing.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm sure you knew this, maybe, I think, but I don't know if you guys out there knew this, but like so she was working on rebooting Green Eyed Owl, and she was in the process of trademarking TipToeChick, like her name, Green Eyed Owl, her logo, and the phrase "doing." I was like, "Are you trademarking that?" She's like, "Fuck yeah, I am," and I'm like, "Okay."
Oh my God, I hate it so much.
And she was trademarking tubies. That was another word she was trying to.
Tubies. Tubies was hers. People can say what they want. Doing. Elizabeth said, the first time I ever messaged her, I started my message with, what would Tiptoe do? And she messaged back with laughter and a big ol' I love that, and it went from there. That was the thing with Dee, though, is like she was so real, whether she was on YouTube or on the phone or over Messenger, she was always the same person. And she didn't, you know, she wasn't like one face on YouTube, and then like she was very real all the time. She may have dropped a couple F-bombs to people she was a bit closer to, but she was so just so fucking mad that she's gone.
Yeah, and like I'm one of these people that, like, when I find out about death, I'm like, something in my brain clicks over and I'm like, all right, crisis mode. What do we need to do? So like I have my feelings in private usually, most of the time, unless like, but it does come in waves. Like you never know when you're gonna, like the other day we were talking and I thought in my head like, oh, I'll just ask D. And then I was like, oh shit, that's not happening.
Yeah. I'm really awkward when it comes to death. I always feel like I need to feel sad, and so then I force myself to feel sad when it's not that I don't. I'm not being an asshole. Like I'm not sad, but like when my grandpa died, I should have felt sad, and I was just kind of nothing. I tell you what, when Alora sent me a message and said, "Are you okay?" and I was already having a kind of a crap week, and I was like, "What do you mean, am I okay? What's going on?" And she's like, "You need to sit down." And she told me, and I sobbed like hard for the rest of the night. Her death has been harder on me than anybody that I've lost in my family. It just, I don't know, something about D. She was definitely something special.
One of the things that so whenever she's okay, so first of all, she never called me during, business hours. It was always like midnight or 2 in the morning, like on video. She's like, "You in?" And I'm like, "Dude, it's like midnight, like homework." And so we'd always have a couple of drinks. And but I remember one time we were talking and she was just so adamant. She was like, "Alora," she was like, "I know what my purpose here is." She's like, "I am a friggin' healer. Like that is what I'm here to do." It's why, and I don't know if people knew this, but like she was trained in herbalism, right? She had her certificates and all that. But a lot of her knowledge was not learned. Like it didn't come from a book, things like that. And she would second guess herself because she never wanted to get anyone hurt or get any formula wrong that she was making. And so, but a lot of times when she would spit off like an herbal formula out of the top of her head, she'd go back to her books and it'd be exactly what she just said. So it was crazy. And I know from our conversation, she was actually like making medicines and curing things that doctors can't even do. And I was astounded.
100%. That was one of the big things I went to her for. I'm like, "Girl, I got this problem," where my parents had like, and she was like, "Oh yeah, do this, this, and this," or she'd just send you stuff. It's not even like I'd get a hold and be like, "Hey, I need to buy some of this and this from you. I'm doing this," and she's like, "I'll just send you some." Like she was so ready to help anybody all the time that it was never about the business for her. It was never about the money. It was never about business. It was always about her helping people. Always.
Yeah, always.
When Hayden said this, and it's kind of killing me right now, and I have to read it out loud. Said, "I think I've said this to you before, Pyperh, but you, Tiptoe, and Flora were my first go-to witches when I started my path. YouTube witches have had such an impact on people. You're our Dumbledores."
Aww.
That is the cutest thing I think I've read ever. Someone's Dumbledore. I'm not. But Tiptoe and Flora are definitely people. Tiptoe was people's Dumbledore right there. I'm going to make a t-shirt that says Tiptoe is my Dumbledore. Oh my God.
I want to make one that says Tiptoe's my spirit animal.
Yes. Can we make those? And just like hand them out to people. I won't even sell them to people. I'll be like, "Hey, Tiptoe's my spirit animal."
Hang on just a second. And and another thing I want to say about just death in general. So, and this platform that we're on and the people that we meet and the friendships that we make. A lot of people want to say that, "Oh, you only know them through the internet." Well, let me tell you, I was friends with Avalon Cameron. I don't know. I'm sure you guys have all heard of her at this point. But I have been friends with her since she got on YouTube. Well, this year I got to like meet her, and I stayed at her house for a week, and et cetera, et cetera. And now people can be shady on the internet, but I have to say, like, the people that, because I don't know if it's just me or whatever, but I'm very guarded as far as like who I let in my inner circle. So I will say that I have not had a bad experience as far as meeting YouTubers goes. Like, I'm very selective, and the friendships that I build over this platform, that when I end up meeting a witch in person, it either gets stronger or it's just like we're hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Like, either the friendship gets even more bonded, or it's the same as that we're hanging out on YouTube or the internet, because it's not most of the people that I try to associate with. They're very authentic people. And I've gotten the pleasure to meet Avalon, and I also have met and hung out with, I don't know if you guys know her, but TipToeChick, a couple of times when I lived in Texas. We would hang out, and she's just the same as when you see her on the screen, and so is Avalon.
No, and I'm very much the same way. Like, I have very few close friends, and I feel like some of my closest friends are people that I've met here on YouTube. And I almost feel like I'm closer to be like, I am pumped to meet Alora next year. Let me just put this out here, guys. Like, I feel like her and I are gonna get along so fucking well. I can't even stand it. There's people on here that you would never meet otherwise. And you know, none of us would have met Dee. And I'm so I've said this to Alora before. Back when I was in my apartment, you know, Dee and I had been talking for probably a year or two after our initial hookup over herbs. And her and I had it planned that I was getting plane tickets and I was going to fly out to Seattle. I was going to, you know, she was still living at Seattle at the time. We were going to hang out there for today. I think we were going to go to Fairy Worlds or whatever was going on out there. Like, we were going to do it. It was going to be like a week-long thing. And I was so excited. And I was about to buy plane tickets. And, you know, I called her and I said, this is kind of what's going on. And she's like, you know, because money stuff came up and we just decided to put it off for another year. And, you know, that year turned into me getting married, which turned into me getting pregnant. And then it turned into her having babies and having her miscarriage and having all that. And then, you know, I was like, hey, I'm going to move into my new house and then we're going to do it. You know, just let me get settled for a year. Let me get stuff situated. And she's gone. So don't wait, guys. You just always assume that there's a tomorrow, and you hear people say that all the time. You're like, oh, I know, but it's a real thing. Like, her and I was so excited to meet her, and then you put that shit off and put it off because you think something else more important comes up, and it's never more important. It is never more important than somebody that is that close to you, and I'll never get to meet her. I mean, I knew that I was friends with her, and I knew that I loved her, and I knew all that, you know, there's so much that she gave me, and I never actually got to meet her and to give her a hug, and that's going to kill me for a long time.
Yeah, same. Oh, mute your mic, Pipe. Yeah, no feedback. But yeah, Dee had invited me up. Well, she wasn't sure at the time, like, if she was going to be in Washington or Georgia, but she was like, one or the other, you got to come. And I was like, well, I'll just wait till you're in Georgia because I only live 3 hours from where you live down there, or where your family's from. So she was like, yeah, it'll be great. And then I came to Australia to study. And then I told her, I was like, hey, man, it's going to have to wait till I get back. Is that okay? And she was like, oh, yeah. She was like, no problem. And then when she found that out, she was like, yeah, you're going to have to bring me some sand from the Indian Ocean, and I'll get you some sand from here in Washington, and we'll exchange sand. And now I'm never going to get to do that with her. And that just sucks. And I wish it wasn't that way. Like, I wish I would have taken a weekend and just gone and did or whatever, like before I left, but I didn't. And it's just, yeah, definitely a lesson that I've taken from all this is don't wait to do what you want to do. And, when I decided to study over here, Dee was like super like biggest supporter about it. She would tell me all the time, like, yeah, go live. So I did. And I don't know, I'm just sad that I'm never going to get to meet her, but I don't know. I still feel her around though. Like, a funny story. So there was in her actual memorial that her sister streamed, they played Caribbean Blue by Enya. So I was sitting out back on the patio and I was streaming that song, either the day of the memorial or the day after. And like, as soon as I hit play, the wind just started blowing a gale. Like, it started really whipping, and I was like, hello. You can turn your mic off or on. I mean,
no, I was trying to find it. I was screwing with the settings because people keep telling me how laggy I am, and I'm like, I know, I can't fix it. I'm not gonna touch any freaking buttons because this whole stream will disappear. And I'm not doing it.
Somebody just asked where her final resting place is in Georgia. I'm not sure. Yes, she was cremated, and I don't know. I know that all of the females in her family got a locket with some of her ashes in it, as her sister said, but I'm not too sure about if she has a final resting place or what they're deciding to do with her ashes. I mean, maybe her sister will update us. I don't know, but I mean, her sister, in my opinion, has gone above and beyond. I mean, she didn't even have to acknowledge any of us, because losing your sister or your family member is crazy hard. So for her to even include us has been just a blessing, and yeah, way above what is the expectations, I guess, when someone passes away. But
well, I couldn't believe, I don't know if it struck you guys, but when her sister Ashley first did a live video from Dee's page, and she came on and she was quiet and she smiled, I was like, oh my God, that's Dee's smile. Like, it brought goosebumps. I couldn't believe it. Just made me feel like for a second she was there with her sister. I mean, it just, and then, like you said, the fact that she kept us updated was amazing. She's done so much more than you ever could have even asked her to.
And in the memorial, like when her mother started speaking, I was like, whoa. I was like, that is kind of freaky because they sound exactly alike. Like, I honestly, when her mom started talking, I actually thought, because they were playing a slideshow in the background, I thought that they had extracted some voice clips or something from Dee's videos and were playing them. And then I realized it was her mom, and I was like, oh my gosh.
I still have to watch that. I know I'm a terrible person, but I have a really hard time with memorials and funerals, but I'm going to watch it. I just have not yet. And I just noticed that, because I was like, God, nobody's commenting. And then I had this little blue arrow that I had to click, and I was like, oh, here's all the comments. Wow. I've had a long day, love muffins. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So one of the things that we're doing, one of the good things I think that's coming out of all of this tragedy with Dee, and not only Dee, but we lost 3 actual YouTubers in October, and then partners, fathers. I mean, just there's been a lot of loss in the past probably 4 to 6 weeks. And so, but because of Dee and who she was and how she lived and all of that, she kind of lit a fire up under my ass to actually start doing, like, not waiting for things. And so we are doing a meetup next spring. And I think we've decided, and Pyperh and I have kind of decided, because we're kind of the ones organizing it. One of the nights that we're there, we're going to do like a donation based, like everybody can, read or do what you do. And then start a TipToeChick or, Dolores Chapman Memorial Fund. And we want to have it just so that, like, when sudden emergencies arise in the online spiritual community, like, we have something to help. Because, I mean, community is kind of everything to me. Like, I mean, you don't think so when you have, everybody has a busy life. And so you're going and going and going. And then when something happens, you're all kind of just like, pulled back together. And Dee would have given this shirt off her back for anyone. And I just think that it would be a good thing for us to do to kind of carry on her legacy within the community. So that's the plans, guys, for that. I don't know. I just think I don't know about you, but I think it's one of the best ways we can honor her is just to keep helping people.
Oh, absolutely. She would love it. To be able to just to give, especially on a donation basis, and knowing what you're donating for, to have that kind of a backup fund where if somebody needs it, you can just be like that's the kind of shit she did. Somebody mentioned earlier the Stickum chat with the pajamas, and it was like $2,000 or $3,000 that she raised. She would love it, and she'll be there. I think she'll be there for it. She'd be like, "You bitches did all this after I left."
Yeah. Where was this shit when I could have participated?
I love you guys. I love our community. Crystal, girl, I see you. Crystal was supposed to be chit-chatting with us. I just didn't end up working out on her end.
Yeah, that's okay though. She's here with us. Yeah, I love our community too, but what's funny is I'm sure everybody like sees it, like people get into little spats and arguments and whatever, and then when something like this happens, you're just like, what's the point? Like, why? Like, why do we do that? Who cares? I don't know.
Bitches. And then we're like, oh, it's fine. You were a bitch, I was a bitch. It's fine. We're fine now. But then everybody hangs on to that shit for so long. And it's like, no, we're good now. We've been good for a while. I swear.
Do you call herself the HBIC head bitch in charge?
She was, though.
I know. We were like, okay. You just tell us what to do.
Yeah, we want to be on her bad side. Good Lord.
Yep. Because she was not somebody who would like sugarcoat how she felt about you. Like, if she didn't like you, you would know. And I'd always be like, oh Lord, I think you need to tone it down a little bit. She'd be like, nope. Okay.
That's why we loved her. You get so sick and tired of hearing people sugarcoat shit. I think that was like the issue with my first year or two on YouTube, is I was trying so hard to be like Miss Prim and Proper. And once you drop all that and you're like, no, here it is. This is who I am. This is what I got. It's no hold back. People are like, yes, I love that. And that's exactly what Dee was. She was just so, you knew if it was in her head, you knew what it was.
Oh, and like the other thing that she used to talk to me about was like one of the topics we'd get on, and she'd be like, this is how much she was not about business. She'd be like, I will never sell out. I will never be a sellout. If I start to be a sellout and you think I'm being a sellout, you need to fucking tell me. I'm like, whoa, calm down. I never thought you were a sellout. I don't think you're going to be a sellout. Like, I don't know what you consider being a sellout, but at this point, but I don't think you're in any danger. Like, she's like, no, I can't do it, man. I'm like, okay.
Oh my God. She's too much.
Oh, God. Well, one thing that I am glad for is because the way that I found out was I saw Dawn had posted, and I saw it like as soon as she posted it. And I messaged her and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she sent a link and then she called me like immediately and told me what was going on. And I was like, what? Like, I was in shock. Like, I couldn't process my brain. Like, my brain couldn't process that information. And I was like headed out the door for school. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be an awesome day. And then I'm really glad that I messaged you though, because I thought like you were the first person I thought of. And I was like, God, I don't want her to see this on post. I was like,
if I would have found out through a post, I think I would have lost my mind.
yeah. That's why I was like, I need to message her, because if she finds this out scrolling on her Facebook, that ain't gonna be good.
They're like, what the hell? I was just looking for some memes. This is not what I wanted today. Or any day. But no, I appreciate the message. Brandon Lee says that he has a funny D story. You're more than welcome to share.
Yes, there will never, ever be another D. Never. For real. Oh, Crystal. I saw the post, turned my phone off, and walked to the store for cigarettes. I had stopped for 6 weeks, and I just cried for days. God, Chris, that makes me tear up.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You're not making me cry on this live stream. I don't cry in front of people. Oh yeah, how high is your flame over there?
I know, it looks kind of cool, doesn't it? I mean, my picture sucks ass, but it looks like it's pretty cool through all the graininess. So I'm just gonna say that it's part of the ambiance of the memorial. It's only like this big, but it's getting fancy.
You have to read that. That is such a story right there.
So Brandon just said, one time Dee was like, everybody keeps saying SMH. What does that mean? Suck my hole? And we were like, no, Dee, it means shake my head. And she said, oh, well, I like suck my hole better. That is 100% Dolores. Right there.
Oh, man. Loved my girl so much. She was a strong ass woman. Loved motorcycles and riding in nature. Oh.
Oh, well, Em, congrats on your wedding, but I'm so sorry that her memorial was the day after. That's kind of that's a whole lot of happy and sad all at the same time.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm sorry, I'm still laughing about suck my hole.
Well, did you read this? Can you imagine if she literally read every SMH comment as suck my hole? I'm going to start doing that every time I see SMH. I'm going to be like, damn, suck my hole.
Oh my goodness.
I think she would have kicked all of our asses if we would have done a live stream memorial and been super sappy. She'd be like, what even are you guys right now? Be talking about sucking holes. Like, this isn't even. You guys need to be talking about this, not crying.
I don't know why I just picked up a Nerf dart. There's Nerf darts on my desk.
I thought you were saying one just randomly fell by you. I was like, she's shooting Nerf darts at you.
No, it was the littles that left them on my desk. I wonder if she ever sent SMH to people who never realized what she meant by probably. Oh, God. She, but you know what's funny is, like, I'm sure some of you know some of the things that she was going through, but even through all of her harder times, she would always message me and be like, no, I know this is a lesson and I'm just like trying to figure out what that is. And then it was funny because, you know, a couple weeks or a month or two would go by and then she would message again and be like, I know exactly what I'm supposed to learn and it's a bitch. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. And then, you know, of course, there'd be like some inspirational cheer exchanged. And then she'd be like, all right, yeah, I'm pumped. Oh, but I was the worst, though. I was the friggin' worst because I remember she messaged me one time and she was like, did you ever just want to go live because you're just pissed off and you just want to go off on people? And I was like, what's going on? And I don't even remember what it was. And then I was like, hell yeah, you should. Get that shit out. And she's like, you're not helping. It's like, if you came here for me to tell you not to speak, you came to the wrong place.
Oh my God.
And I think she ended up going live on that.
Huh?
I can't remember. I think that after that conversation, she did end up going live and like venting. And I can't even remember what the hell it was about.
She was like my main reason that I even started doing rant videos. I was like, I got shit to say, so here you go. I can do this too.
My little door, so suck my hole.
Oh my God, you guys are all gonna die when I end up with a shirt in like a month that has something about sucking my hole on. TipToe's my Dumbledore, so suck my hole. I hate all.
Oh God.
Elizabeth said, I feel like we all should have grabbed a beer to do a virtual toast in her honor. I 100% agree with that.
We never drank. Well, she and I never drank beer together. We always drank. Well, I'd have my Captain and Coke, and Captain and Coke or Jack and Coke, and she always had a Jack and Coke.
That definitely seems like her type of drink.
Oh yeah, she's hardcore, man.
I'm so that this turned into sucking my hole. It makes me so happy.
Julian says, I always love those Stickum chat moments with Dee. I was very fortunate to discover I happened to save one of her funny Stickum broadcasts that I have saved here on my desktop. Aww. Wow. That's like a fossil at this point. Better hang on to that.
Or you could post it. People will
Yeah,
probably like to see it.
yeah. I'm like, I've downloaded a couple videos of hers, and what I want to do is I want to edit them to where, like, some of her most profound like things that she says in them, I want to like clip them all together and give them to Ashley.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I bet you can't read SMH the same way. I wonder if you can upload the stick 'em to YouTube. Probably. It just has to be in the right format.
Yeah, Julian, definitely do it, and then share the link when you do, because people would die over that. I realized today when I was grabbing stuff around that I still have from like when she sent all my herbal stuff, I still have all of the, you can't see what this says at all, but I still have all of her teas that she made. And the Wiccan Broom Brew was like my favorite tea ever, and so now it's ancient and probably shouldn't be
ingested.
But I can keep it at least.
She liked ice in her red wine. Queen. Yes. I remember that. Oh, I got to read this from Crystal. One night on Skype, Dee and I were smoking cigs and drinking wine and just chatting about her birth chart. She was so excited when I was talking about things and was like, "You know me for real." You know, it's so funny because she talked to me about you doing her birth chart and she was like, "Crystal is my astrologer." I was like, okay. And she's like, no. She's like, I didn't even know that. She's like, you know, I try to figure out why I am the way I am. And it wasn't until I talked to Crystal that I'm like, holy shit, you have to have a moon sign and a rising sign. And when it comes together, it's amazing. Like, you're too much.
I do have to say that Crystal is fucking amazing. I will go to her for everything having to do with my chart or astrology ever. I'll be like, Crystal, I got some bullshit happening. What's happening? And she'd be like, oh, girl, let me tell you.
Taking shots of whiskey, dancing and singing to TikTok. Dee just redefined SMH for us all. She's still impacting our lives.
She will impact our lives for a long time, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she was excited, Crystal. Like, she was, I mean, like, when I found things out about myself through astrology, like, it was eye-opening for me. But this girl acted like somebody had just given her the keys to all the knowledge. She was like, and I know I do this, and I know I do that, and it just makes so much fucking sense, man. And I'm like, okay.
I can hear her say that exact thing after you just said it too. It makes so much fucking sense, man.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
8 hours? Crystal, you gave her an 8-hour recorded reading?
Holy, no wonder she's stoked. Oh, no, wait. That was an 8-hour reading over wine and cigarettes. So I don't know if it was all astrology in those 8 hours.
No.
Yes, I'm really glad that they're keeping all the videos up and that's not going anywhere because that was one of my concerns. Like, well, actually, I had two thoughts when I first found out. My first thought was, and this is going to sound really messed up, but my first thought was it's Halloween week. Of course, this bitch would leave on Halloween. Like, that's one of the first things I
That was
thought.
my first thought too.
And then the second thing I thought was, I wonder what's going to happen to all of her work. Oh my God, Crystal, seriously? You gave her an 8-hour recording? Holy balls, man. Wow. Hmm. How long have we been on? Well, we're almost to 2 hours, I think. So I think we're going to wrap it up soon.
Yeah, it's getting about that time.
Yeah, but if you guys, because I know, what time is it where you are?
It is 8:46, and I think we started this one at 8. So it's been about an hour, almost an hour, which I think that's about what it would be, is an hour.
Okay. Yeah.
But if you guys have anything else that you want to add or chit chat about before we go, and Alora reads the thing that's going to make us all sob as we sign off.
Krista Pyperh, whatever. Shit.
Fuck off.
She'll put the link if any of you guys want to join that, because I mean it's still in the beginning stages, but the witchy camp out that we're going to do next year, it's going to be in North America. So if you guys want to participate in that, there's a group for it, but it's a closed group, so you don't have to worry about everybody seeing what you're saying.
Wanna be so much fun. You don't even know. Bunch of us bitches in tents.
Oh, dude. It's gonna be wild. I hope. It's so funny too, because like I'm like, what does everybody want to do? And then of course my terror bro, Chase, is like, oh, well, I thought about a morning run and then a hike and then this. And I saw what you said, he's a personal trainer. So that's why
that makes sense. I was like, bitch, I am not going on a retreat and running.
It's like, this is a vacation, not boot camp. Yes, it's on Facebook. It's called Witches in the Woods. Just search it in the search bar and you should find the group, but you have to request to be in it. Here, I'll just.
Yeah, we're basically choosing, I think we have a pretty good place picked right now, but we are all actually meeting somewhere physical. It's not going to be online. It's going to be a physical place we're all going to go for a weekend and camp and have bonfires, and we'll take one of the nights and do like the donation based thing with like Reiki sessions and readings and, you know, different kinds of things there. And it'll just be like a big old meet and greet. And I'll be there, and Alora will be there, and Crystal's coming. Is Avalon coming?
No.
I wasn't sure if she was going to try to or not.
She has talked about coming to America in 2019. I don't know where she is with that, but she wanted to do Salem and New Orleans, I believe. But I don't know where she is with all that. But going back and forth over continents, that's like a huge deal.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like,
I know
someday.
Chase, Two of Owls, he's like super stoked about doing this. Like, he's like, I really hope this goes through and happens, because I'm just gonna take the whole week off and gonna road trip it there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm taking like yeah, it is gonna be freaking awesome. And I got my big ass tent. Somebody wants to come sleep out with my ass, you can. It'll be fine.
Better clear that with Kevin.
Oh shit! I think I'm bringing him, aren't I?
Yeah, partners are allowed, children are not. So if you're
Don't
coming,
bring your babies. And I can say that because I got babies. Don't bring your babies. I don't want to babysit your babies. You don't want to babysit your babies. We all just want to hang out, drink, you know, adult things. But partners are allowed. If you want to bring them, if you don't, you can ditch them. I still don't know if I'm bringing them behind.
So funny. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap this up. And I'm going to... Okay, so everybody get ready to bawl your eyes out. Okay? All right. Awesome. Okay. So as we wrap this up and we have sat around, told funny stories, remembered Dee, she has redefined suck my hole for all of the YouTube world. And she's also our spirit animal and our Dumbledore, and she will be greatly, greatly missed as a beacon and a pillar of our community. But I want to read you guys something that she wrote in 2010, and it just, like I said, if she were here now, she would write the same thing. Okay, just a thought. It is amazing where life takes you. 1 minute, you feel as if you know exactly where you're going, and then next thing you know, you didn't have the slightest clue. My life lately has been very much an adventure, full of surprises and unexpected occurrences. But each and every occurrence I have embraced to the fullest and continue to welcome what is destined before me. Of course, with great times, there comes hardships, but without them, the goodness of things could never be fully appreciated as it should. I think many seem to forget that. I am not exactly sure as to why I feel this is vital to type into a blog. More of a therapeutic thing, I guess. So much in my head, so much to do, and so many things ahead to overcome. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and I shall continue as always with my head held high and a smile on my face, being sure to give my love to the divine and those around me as I continue on. If there is anything I have learned, it is follow your heart, no matter how selfish or spontaneous it may seem. As I have said many times before, know who you are, love who you are, and never lose focus of whom you are wanting to become, as in the end, you are the only person you have to answer to. Also, be sure to keep your eyes open. You never know where your next inspiration or guiding light may be found. You find it where and when you least expect it. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is something she wrote.
That tonight.
What?
But I think we all needed that tonight.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we love you guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us and laughing with us, and probably some of you crying with us. She touched all of us in so many different ways, and she will she will continue to do so. She will continue to do so. I'm sure she'll be with all of us when we need it, and I'm sure we can ask her for guidance when we need it, but just let me tell you, she'll give you a wallop across the ass if you need it too. So, we have an awesome group here. So thank you guys.
Yeah, everything that Pyperh just said, and yeah, I don't have any better words than Dee as to who she was, how she was, and what she would have said to everybody at any time. And yeah, I'm just grateful that you guys came and grieved and like communed with us over this, because it's a big deal. Like I didn't just lose someone that was inspirational to me. I lost my friend. And that really sucks.
Yeah, it does. It really, really sucks. And I also want to thank all of you guys that have been reaching out to us. I know that she touched everybody here. I absolutely know it. But Alora and I and Crystal, we all really appreciate you guys reaching out because you knew that we were all friends with her. And so we just really appreciate all of that. All right. Well, unless anybody has anything else, to our Dumbledore.
We love you too, Crystal.
Love you guys so much. I'm going to go upstairs and fix my face because now I look like ass and have some pizza. She is. She's definitely still with us. Love you guys. Signing off.
Bye.